Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching JanataTelevision and this is English Bulletin. With me, it's Bhadra. The top stories first. Mayor Forum decides to suspend all service until August 31st. Advises the continuation of prohibitory order. 8 more people die from COVID-19 infection. Death toll reaches 157. Government backtracks on its decision to impose mandatory hotel quarantine, says negative PCR report enough to get home. German hospital reports Kremlin critic Navalny most likely poisoned. Hospital informs Navalny's life out of danger. And England's hope of a series whitewash dashed by bad weather. Anderson reaches 599 test wickets. And now, the news in detail. The Mayor Forum of the municipalities within the Kathmandu Valley has decided to suspend all services except emergency service until 31st of August. The Mayor Forum said it decided to extend the earlier suspension, which was until 25th September, in light of the increase in the cases of COVID-19 infection in the Kathmandu Valley. The meeting has also advised all district administration offices within the valley to continue the prohibitory order until the 25th. Contact tracing of all identified individuals will also be conducted with the help of case investigation and contact tracing unit of the Health Ministry, and PCR investigation will be conducted for all of them. Mayor of Kathmandu Valley, Vidya Sundar Sakya, said it has become imperative to conduct PCR test of everyone who has come in contact with a person confirmed to be infected with COVID-19. Mayor Sakya claimed that if all potentially infected individuals within the valley are traced during the time of prohibitory order, they could limit the spread of the virus within the valley. After the number of COVID-19 cases increased in Kathmandu Valley, all 3 DAOs of the valley had earlier decided to impose a prohibitory order until 25th of September. Meanwhile, 8 more persons have lost their lives due to COVID-19 infection in the country. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, 3 women and 5 men died due to coronavirus infection in the country. In Rupandehi, 3 men aged 38, 53 and 54 years respectively, and a woman aged 64 died due to the virus. Similarly, a 68-year-old man from Sunsari, 65-year-old man from Morang, a 70-year-old woman from Parsa and a 45-year-old woman from Kathmandu all lost their lives due to coronavirus. Out of the 10,234 PCR tests conducted yesterday, 743 cases were confirmed as positive. With that, the total number of infection has increased to 32,668. Of the confirmed cases, 224 were from the Kathmandu Valley. A total of 13,715 individuals are being treated in hospitals nationwide, while 18,806 individuals have returned home after recovering from the disease. In other news, Minister for Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation Yogesh Bhadra has confirmed that anyone with a negative PCR report coming from abroad will not have to mandatorily stay in hotel quarantine after they arrive in Nepal. After the government's decision to impose mandatory hotel quarantine was criticized from all walks of life, the government has changed its stance. It had earlier made a 7-day hotel quarantine mandatory for all individuals arriving from repatriation flights in the country. Minister Bhadra added that anyone who doesn't have a PCR test must mandatorily stay in hotel quarantine. Minister Bhadra defended the government's decision to ask the passengers to pay for the hotel quarantine, stating that countries all over the world are following the same procedure. Minister Bhadra said hotel quarantine for 7 days and 7 nights will cost around 11,000 Nepali rupees. However, if there are stranded Nepali nationals who cannot afford to pay for any of these services, the government will make sure they bring them back at the state's cost. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. Press Council Nepal has put forward demands for free PCR test of journalists working at the front line to the government. The Press Council's call for free PCR test comes amid a large number of journalists being infected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Releasing a press statement yesterday, the Press Council confirmed 36 journalists so far have been infected by the deadly virus across the country. Camera persons, reporters, news correspondents, photojournalists have been infected by COVID-19 the most, Press Council's statement further added. Similarly, the Press Council has also requested the journalists to take all precautionary measures and adhere to safety protocols to keep away from infections while working. The Council has also requested the media houses to allow its employees to work from home to avoid crowd at workplace. News correspondents and camera people should also be provided with necessary health equipment to avoid infections, the statement further added. In the meantime, Nepali Congress's senior leader Shashank Koirala has said that his candidacy is the only way to defeat party president Sher Bahadur Deuba. Senior leader Koirala also asked other leaders to back out from fighting for the post of the president, as his candidacy will be the only one that could challenge Deuba in the upcoming 14th General Convention. He also expressed his dissatisfaction at the party president's actions regarding unlawful distribution of party membership and formation of unnecessary departments. Koirala added that President Deuba has the habit of ignoring any form of criticism or protest, and therefore his tenure will not be in the best interest of the party. Koirala accepted that it is also natural for parties to form smaller factions, but Deuba's decision to run the party just for the benefit to his own faction is unlawful and wrong. Shashank Koirala further added that after he becomes the party president, his first action will be to bring a complete unity within the party factions and its members. And now, the news from Economic Front. The inflow of remittance has been decreasing due to the effect of coronavirus pandemic. The Nepal Rashtra Bank released a financial report yesterday stating that the inflow of remittance in the country has decreased by 0.5% according to the central bank. Last year, fiscal year, 879.27 million rupees in remittance had entered the country, which was a 16.5% increase by itself. However, this fiscal year, the amount has slightly dropped to 875.3 million. The remittance inflow in American dollar has decreased by 3.3%. Last year, it was increased by 7.8%. According to the central bank, inflation has also slightly increased from the projected 6% to 6.5% last year. Inflation was stable at 4.6%. This fiscal year, the commodity trade deficit has also decreased by 16.8%. We'll be taking a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international and sports news. Welcome back, and now the international news. German hospital treating a Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny yesterday informed Navalny could have been most likely poisoned. Berlin-based hospital released a statement yesterday affirming that a critic's test result indicated he was poisoned. BBC has cited the hospital's statement as saying clinical evidence suggests intoxication through a substance belonging to the group of cholinesterase inhibitors. Navalny's condition is serious but not life-threatening, the statement further added. The hospital informed the exact substance is not yet known. The doctors who treated Navalny in Russia, however, had said no traces of poison were found in his body. Reacting to the German medical team's statement, the OMS doctors that earlier treated Navalny said tests showed no signs of intoxication in his body. According to BBC, the clinical outcome remained unclear, the statement said, and the medical team warned of possible effects on the nervous system. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the top US infectious disease expert, has warned about the risk in rushing out vaccines despite of its urgency. Dr. Fauci, also the director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, has warned that distributing a COVID-19 vaccine under special emergency use guidelines before it has been proved safe and effective in large trials is a bad idea. Such distribution might have adverse effect on the testing of other vaccines, Dr. Fauci warned. According to Reuters, scientists and health experts have expressed concerns that US President Donald Trump will apply pressure on the US Food and Drug Administration to deliver a vaccine before November to boost his chances of re-election. In a telephone conversation with Reuters, Dr. Fauci reportedly said, "The one thing that you would not want to see with the vaccine is getting an EUA, emergency use authorization, before you have a signal of efficiency." Dr. Fauci, however, declined to comment on President Trump, but warned about the risk involved in rushing out a vaccine. We are at the end of the Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Mayor Forum decides to suspend all services until August 31st, advises the continuation of prohibitory order. 8 more people die from COVID-19 infection. Death toll reaches 157. Government backtracks on its decision to impose mandatory hotel quarantine, says negative PCR report enough to get home. German hospital reports Kremlin critic Navalny most likely poisoned. Hospital informs Navalny's life out of danger. And England's hope of a series whitewash dashed by bad weather. Anderson reaches 599 test wickets. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website at janatasamachar.com. We urge all our viewers to follow hygienic practice to keep safe from any infection. Keep washing your hands, keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.